In our busy lives, we often forget how powerful our inner dialogue can be. The way we talk to ourselves shapes our reality more than we realize. So many people go through their days without giving much thought to the words they speak to themselves. But what if I told you that the way you speak to yourself can unlock your greatest potential, elevate your confidence, and push you toward the life you desire? It's time to shift that internal conversation, because the words you tell yourself are the blueprint for your future. Imagine waking up in the morning, and instead of dragging yourself out of bed with negative thoughts or doubt, you begin your day by speaking to yourself like you're in charge, like you've already achieved your goals, like you are the one who's steering the ship. That's the power of talking to yourself like a boss. It's not about superficial affirmations or mindless repetition. It's about recalibrating your mindset and aligning your thoughts with your true potential. When you learn how to talk to yourself with the confidence and determination of someone who knows they're destined for greatness, you begin to transform your life from the inside out. What does it really mean to talk to yourself like a boss? It means shifting from a mindset of doubt and uncertainty to one of certainty and self-assurance. It's about developing a relationship with yourself where you treat yourself with respect, love, and understanding, and at the same time, you hold yourself accountable to your highest standards. Think about the most successful people you admire. The way they communicate with themselves isn't based on external validation or the approval of others. It comes from a deep internal belief that they are capable, worthy, and deserving of everything they want. They speak to themselves in ways that affirm their value, even when the external world might not reflect that truth just yet. The first step in mastering how to talk to yourself like a boss is to understand the power of your thoughts. Every single thought you have is creating the reality you experience. Your thoughts are not just passive occurrences, they are the building blocks of your future. When you think about your life, your work, your relationships, and your personal growth, the thoughts you entertain will either propel you forward or hold you back. The problem is, many of us have learned to accept negative or limiting thoughts without ever questioning them. We assume they are true because we've been conditioned to think that way. But the truth is, those thoughts are only patterns of the past, and they are not necessarily reflective of who you are or who you're becoming. To speak to yourself like a boss, you need to start by becoming aware of the thoughts you're entertaining. When a thought of doubt or fear arises, you don't have to accept it as truth. Instead, you can challenge it. Ask yourself, is this thought serving me? Is this thought aligned with who I want to become? If the answer is no, then you have the power to choose a new thought. This is where the real transformation happens, when you begin consciously choosing thoughts that empower you and move you toward your goals.
But it's not enough to just think positive thoughts. Talking to yourself like a boss is also about the language you use. Words have immense power. They carry vibrations that resonate with your mind, body, and spirit. When you use words that are empowering, motivating, and affirming, you are sending messages to every cell in your body that you are strong, capable, and in control of your destiny. If you want to create a life that reflects your highest potential, you need to start speaking to yourself in ways that reflect that vision. Replace words like, "I can't," or "I'm not good enough," with phrases like, "I am capable," "I am worthy," and "I am a force to be reckoned with." This shift in language might feel uncomfortable at first, but over time, it will feel more natural. And as it does, you'll begin to see the results in your life. Another critical component of talking to yourself like a boss is taking responsibility for your own life. It's easy to fall into the trap of blaming circumstances, other people, or even the universe for our struggles and setbacks. But when you adopt the mindset of someone who is in control of their life, you stop making excuses. You stop waiting for external circumstances to change before you take action. Instead, you step into your power and realize that you are the one who has the ability to shape your future. This doesn't mean that life will always be easy. It doesn't mean that you won't face challenges or setbacks. But what it does mean is that you take ownership of how you respond to those challenges. You talk to yourself in a way that reinforces your resilience and determination. Instead of telling yourself, "This is too hard, I can't do this," you tell yourself, "This is just a temporary obstacle, and I have the strength to overcome it." You remind yourself that challenges are not roadblocks. They are opportunities for growth and learning. When you begin to view challenges as stepping stones rather than obstacles, you empower yourself to keep moving forward, no matter what. But perhaps the most important aspect of talking to yourself like a boss is learning how to silence your inner critic. We all have that voice inside our heads that tells us we're not good enough, that we'll never succeed, that we're not worthy of the things we desire. That voice can be loud, persistent, and incredibly convincing. But the truth is, that voice is not you. It's just a product of old patterns, limiting beliefs, and societal conditioning. And when you recognize that, you no longer have to listen to it. Talking to yourself like a boss means choosing to quiet that inner critic and replacing it with a voice of empowerment, encouragement, and strength. Instead of listening to the voice that says, "You'll never make it," you can choose to listen to the voice that says, "You are unstoppable." Instead of letting your inner critic tell you that you're not capable, you can tell yourself, "I have everything I need to succeed." When you consistently replace self-doubt with self-belief, you begin to shift your reality in profound ways. One of the most effective ways to silence your inner critic is through self-compassion. This may seem counterintuitive after all. How can self-compassion make you more confident and determined? But the truth is, when you show yourself compassion, you are acknowledging that you are human, that you will make mistakes, and that it's okay. Instead of berating yourself for not being perfect, you allow yourself to learn and grow from every experience. Self-compassion doesn't mean you give yourself a free pass to be complacent. It means you treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer to a friend who is going through a tough time. As you continue to develop the habit of speaking to yourself like a boss, you'll notice that your external world begins to reflect the changes that are taking place within. When you adopt a mindset of empowerment, when you begin talking to yourself with the belief that you are worthy of success, that you are capable of overcoming any challenge, and that you are the creator of your own reality, your actions begin to align with that belief. You start showing up in the world differently. You start making decisions with more confidence, taking risks with more courage, and pursuing your dreams with more determination. This is where the real magic happens. When you change the way you talk to yourself, you change the way you show up in the world. And when you show up differently, the world begins to respond to you differently. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach start to appear. Relationships that were once stagnant begin to flourish. Success and abundance start flowing into your life, not because the external world has changed, but because you've changed the way you engage with it. Talking to yourself like a boss doesn't happen overnight. It's a process of rewiring your brain, breaking free from old patterns, and stepping into a new way of thinking, speaking, and acting. But with consistent effort, you will begin to see the results. The key is to be patient with yourself, to give yourself the grace to fail, and to trust that, with each step you take, you are getting closer to becoming the person you've always known you could be. The most powerful tool you have in your possession is your own mind. When you learn how to use it to your advantage, there is nothing you cannot achieve. So, start today. Begin speaking to yourself like the confident, capable, and unstoppable person you are. Hold yourself to a higher standard. Don't settle for mediocrity. Choose to be the person who speaks to themselves with strength, with purpose, and with unwavering belief in their ability to create the life they desire. Your future is waiting for you, and it begins with the words you say to yourself right now.